Welcome to the Frontier Middle School 8th grade STEM Challenge. Your challenge over the next 2 days is to engineer and build a model wall that is earthquake resistant and meets one of our 3 challenges within a budget of $4,000. Let's take a look at what real engineers do.
Keeping buildings safe in earthquakes. It's become a science. Today, engineering students tested a building in Scripps Ranch to see if it could survive a major quake. San Diego 6's Gary Bruzel has some unique insight.
When an earthquake strikes, all you have is seconds and faith. Seconds to take cover and faith that the building you're in stays standing. Students from Colorado State University are using UC San Diego's Shake Table.
Many of these buildings, these are 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, and they need to be retrofitted because they're not up to today's standards.
Retrofits can be simple, like these metal beams, to add strength in a quake. The group tested the buildings in a 3.0, a 4.5, and a 5.5. All successful tests.
2, 1.
But when the group pushed the envelope to a 6.7, earthquake.
Each group will receive a starter kit that contains the following: 5 tongue depressors, 4 nut and bolt fasteners, 2 rubber bands, 2 binder clips, 1 piece of paper, and some string. Assemble your starter kit like this. Put the bolt through the tongue depressors. Then put on a washer and spin the nut on after that. Don't spin the nut too tight. It's supposed to be a hinge, not what is going to hold your structure together, so that when you shake this, it still moves freely. You're going to be using the items from your starter kit to reinforce your wall to make it stand. Here are the items that you can use. We suggest you test out lots of possibilities, but we're not going to give you any hints as to what will actually make your wall stand up. Here's a model of the engineering design process from your booklet. We expect you to use this process, cycling through several times. Start by identifying the problem. Do your research by testing the materials in your starter kit. Brainstorm possible design solutions. Discuss as a group what solution you think would be best. You should also interview other groups to get some ideas. Now it's time to design. Make some drawings and then start figuring out what materials you would need to purchase in order to complete your design. Remember, you only have $4,000 total to work with, and some of that money will need to be used for inspection fees. Here's a price list for the materials you can buy. Use your design to fill out an invoice and calculate how much money you'll be spending. Take your invoice and your register to the adult who has the supplies. They'll count them out, double check that you've got everything, then you record in your register how much money you spent every time you make a purchase. Now it's time to start building. Each group will receive a base like this. Notice the 4 tongue depressors already attached to the base. You might want to account for that. You don't need to purchase those when you purchase your other materials. Well, now it's time to put your plan into action. Our model only has 4 panels, but you will have to have a minimum of 9 panels for your wall. Before you can use the Shake Table to test your reinforced wall, you have to have an inspection and pay for that inspection. They'll check to see if you have a minimum of 9 panels. We're also checking joint fasteners. If they're too tight, your wall won't fall down. This is not okay. The nuts and bolts need to be loose enough that the wall will fall on its own. Remember, we're testing the reinforcements that you are going to add that will help it withstand an earthquake. Next on the list are the washers. All the washers and nuts need to be on the same side of the wall, with the heads of the bolts on the other side of the wall. The inspector will check your reinforcements. Rubber bands and string cannot be wedged in between the washer and the nut. This is not okay. Make sure that your rubber band or string is simply attaching itself to the end of the bolt. Each time you use the shake table, you have to pay an inspection fee. We suggest testing on your own as much as possible. Remember to save money to use for your inspections. When you're ready to use the shake table, take your prototype, your inspection sheet, and your register to an adult in the classroom. They will conduct the inspection and let you know how much that inspection fee will be. It's your responsibility then to write that down in your register so that you can keep a running total of how much money you've spent and how much money you have left. Now it's time to test your prototype on the shake table. Notice we don't have any reinforcements on our wall. Yours will have reinforcements. Record your results in your book. It's okay if your wall falls down. Not everybody's successful at first, and redesign is necessary, especially to get something that you like and that works. Go through the redesign cycle and make note of any changes that you make. You can retest again if you pay a fee. Your book is for keeping a record of your thinking, your failures, your successes, and the process your team used to meet the challenges. Remember to fill out the self-reflection pages.